directors from other parastatals and federal public parastatals and ministries here present, members of the press, participants, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to you. It is my pleasure to welcome you on behalf of our special guest of honor, the Honorable Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, to this very, very important workshop, which is the Joint Federal Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy and the World Bank Cybersecurity Capacity Building Workshop in Nigeria. Without further ado, may I quickly call on Dr. Femi Adeluyi, who is the Technical Assistant, Research and Development to the Honorable Minister, to give us the welcome remarks. Dr. Femi, you are most welcome. Please, let's welcome Dr. Femi to the podium.
Thank you very much. The Honorable Minister, sir, and I would like to stand on the already established protocol. My job is very simple, to welcome you to this important event. In years past, it was possible for you to ignore cyberspace, but that's not the case now. Whether it is in the digital economy sector or any other sector, whether it's education, agriculture, whatever it is, cyberspace is very important. And that's why, in line with the approach of the minister, we always partner with organizations to ensure that the digital capacity building is promoted in this particular space. And that's why we've partnered with the World Bank, and we're grateful for the partnership. And this particular workshop is basically to help to strengthen our capacity as a nation in the area of cyberspace. And I would just like to welcome you to the event and tell you that you are in for a very interesting time. And please make sure you engage fully. We want to get your feedback, because that's the whole idea. We have people from across the sector, from the public and the private sector. I want you to give us your input so that we can help to enrich the cyberspace in Nigeria. On behalf of my boss, the Honorable Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Professor Isa Ali Ibrahim Pansami, I would like to welcome you all to this event. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you very much for that very precise and straight to the point welcome address, Dr. Femi. I am sure that most of us are not surprised that a workshop of this magnitude targeting this particular topic, cybersecurity, capacity building in cybersecurity, is happening at this time, given that the leader of the digital economy sector is a professor of cybersecurity. So just like my colleague Dr. Femi said, I am sure that we are in for a very, very intellectually rewarding time today. I do not need to say much, because the experts in the field is coming up to enlighten us and tell us what we need to know today. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and my pleasure to call on our special guest of honor, the Honorable Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Professor Isa Ali Ibrahim. You can speak? Yes. Okay. Before I call on our distinguished special guest of honor, may I respectfully, as directed, inform the CEOs of the parastatals and agencies under the Federal Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy that they have been given a minute each to come and give brief remarks. Please, in no particular order, but with equal respect, permit me to call on the Managing Director, Nigeria Communications Satellite, Engineer Mohammed Tukur Lawal, to give us his brief remarks. You're welcome, sir.
The Honorable Minister, Professor Issa Lebran Pantami, Federal Ministry of Communication and Digital Economy, my colleagues, the CEOs and leaders of the parastatal under the ministry, Madam Lee, the representative of the World Bank, ladies and gentlemen, good morning all. It's indeed a great pleasure to be here. In fact, when I'm stepping into this room, I tried to see if I can add another A so that I'll have 3, because I know we're in to learn a lot from this very important topic. So it is my pleasure to be here, and I know there's a lot of takeaway from these discussions. So thank you very much, Minister, for inviting us, and thank you all for coming. Good morning all.
Thank you, Engineer Tukur. May I, in the same respectful vein, extend the invitation to the National Commissioner, Nigeria Data Protection Bureau, Dr. Vincent Olatunji, for his brief remarks. You're welcome.
The leader of the Nigeria digital economy sector, the CEOs here present, the representatives of World Bank, participants, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. From the Nigeria Data Protection Bureau, we welcome you all to this capacity building program. We're all aware that the increasing global digitalization has come with attendant challenges, one of which is cybersecurity. And for any economy to grow, for any country to grow, you cannot neglect the issues around capacity building. Because no matter how robust your policies are, no matter how robust your strategies are, no matter how robust your infrastructures are, if you don't have the right caliber of people to mount what you are doing, we'll be deceiving ourselves. And you know, those who commit cyber crimes, they're always ahead. And for you to catch up, you must continually build capacities, put in place infrastructure to ensure that you catch up with them, but prevent attacks. And when it happens, how do you now mitigate? These are all important issues. And this is where the issue of data protection also comes in. That when you share your data online, whatever you put online, please ensure that you put appropriate measures in place to ensure proper protection. And for data controllers, data processors to ensure that they also put in place technical measures, organizational measures, and part of which is capacity to ensure that we protect the data of human beings or people who share the data under their control. And on that note, we'd like to really welcome all of us here today and say that this is really important. We take it seriously and ensure that we take some things back home that we can actually implement in our various organizations. On that note, once again, I say welcome and God bless. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Vincent Olatunji, sir. May I respectfully extend the same invitation to the Executive Vice Chairman, Nigeria Communications Commission, Professor Umar Garba Dambata, to give us his brief remarks. You're welcome, sir.
The Honorable Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, I would like to observe the remaining protocol that has been so well established. Let me congratulate our Honorable Minister for yet another cutting-edge capacity building in an area that is trending as we speak. The cyberspace that we are so all proud of, accommodating multitude of services, must be one that is secure in terms of compatibility of services within the intended operational environment. And I think there's no better time to be talking about how we can be able to secure that environment, you know, for the provision of compatible services, as well as ensuring we enhance the security and integrity of data within that space. So I think there's no better time to be talking about this than now, immediately after the conclusion of elections, And I believe the experience we are going together today will serve us in good stead, to drive further engagements with the citizenry, especially the national population census that is around the corner. So you are all welcome, and I hope we can be able to benefit from this important conference that we're having today, especially when we have the experts. We can be able to expose us to the various measures that we need to take in order to ensure compatibility and security of services within the cyberspace. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. May I also invite our partners in progress, the team lead of the World Bank, Digital Development Specialist, Ms. Hye-Woon Lee, to give us her brief remarks. You are welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Honorable Minister, for your presence and opening this important workshop. This is really to facilitate the dialogues between different ministries, departments, and agencies, but also with different stakeholders to make sure Nigeria is leading the cybersecurity, and to make sure it is securing the national priorities in cyberspace. So I'm very honored that we are working together with Ministry of Communication and Digital Economy to have this workshop, and we appreciate your presence. So I would like all of you to participate in a very interactive discussion and have us leverage this workshop to make sure we are on the same page on this important agenda. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Hye-Woon Lee, and thank you to all the CEOs under the purview of the ministry who have come out here to give brief remarks. As I said earlier, when the experts are in the house, there is no need to say too much. Ladies and gentlemen, we're having a cybersecurity capacity building workshop in the digital economy sector, led by a cybersecurity professional. So you can imagine what is in store for us today. On that note, permit me to respectfully call on the special guest of honor, the Honorable Minister of Communications and Digital Economy Nigeria, Professor Isa Ali Ibrahim Pantami, Fellow, Chartered Institute of Information Security, Fellow, Nigeria Computer Society, Fellow, British Computer Society, Fellow, Institute of Information Management, Fellow, Computer Registrations, Computer Registrations Council of Nigeria, Chartered IT Expert, Chartered Computer Scientist, and of course, Chartered Cybersecurity Professional. And ladies and gentlemen, sitting chairman at the World Summit on Information Society. It is my pleasure to call on the Honorable Minister of Communications and first ever of Digital Economy Nigeria to give us the keynote address. Professor Isa Ali Ibrahim Pantami, you are most welcome, sir. Please, let's welcome the Honorable Minister.
The World Bank team leader here with us, Hye-Woon Lee, the chief executive officers of NICHCOMSAT, NCC, NDPB, representatives of other CEOs here, participants to this workshop, other stakeholders here present, ladies and gentlemen of the press, all other protocols duly and respectfully observed. Good morning to all of you, and may peace, mercy, and blessings be upon you. I'm delighted that we are here today for the Cybersecurity Capacity Building Program organized by the Federal Government of Nigeria through the Federal Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy in partnership with the World Bank. Permit me to use the opportunity to commend the World Bank for various interventions in Nigeria, particularly in the digital economy sector. In 2019, World Bank developed the first Nigeria's digital economy diagnostic report. Only this year as well, we partnered with the World Bank to organize the first ever West African Digital Economy Conference here in Abuja, where I invited all West African digital economy ministers and other stakeholders. The event took place on the 31st January 2023 and 1st of February 2023. Furthermore, World Bank has been supporting the federal government of Nigeria through the ministry in various activities, including the development of the Nigeria Data Protection Bill. We have been working with them day in, day out. They have been supportive to us when it comes to our national ID, in addition to so many activities. In December last year, 2022, I was in Washington, D.C. to visit the World Bank office, where I had a very robust discussion where they plan to continue to support Nigeria in the area of digital skills, particularly cutting-edge skills. We have formalized our discussion, and I have written a letter officially to relevant government institutions on how to get access to that support from World Bank. It is because of this I want to use the opportunity to commend the World Bank through the team leader here that we are most appreciative of all these interventions, and I do hope that we will anticipate many more in Nigeria. Furthermore, as you can see, the theme of this conference is Cybersecurity Stakeholder Capacity Building Program. What brought about this topic? The topic arises as a result of the tremendous and unprecedented achievements we had been witnessing in our digital economy in Nigeria and in our cyberspace. The more you are expanding your digital economy, the more it becomes necessary for you to be proactive in the area of cybersecurity. As you all know, that year in, year out, our digital economy is expanding and is increasing and has been setting new records when it comes to contribution to our gross domestic product. Within the last 3 years, we have set 3 new unprecedented records when it comes to ICT contribution to GDP. In 2020 first quarter, ICT sector alone, without the digital services, only the ICT sector contributed 14.07 to our GDP. It was unprecedented at that time. In the second quarter of 2021, ICT sector contributed 17.97% also to our GDP. In the second quarter of 2022, last year, ICT sector contributed 18.44% to our GDP, which is another new unprecedented record. In Nigeria, we have developed many national policies and strategies in order to build our cybers to build our digital economy and consolidate our achievements so far on one hand, and also to ensure that our cyberspace is secured on the other. We have so far a total of 21 national policies that have been developed from 2019 to date, and all of them are being implemented. This is a new record in Nigeria. All of them, 21 national policies, and all of them are being implemented, and all of them within the digital economy sector, starting with the National Digital Economy Policy and Strategy for a Digital Nigeria, in which pillar number 7 out of 8 speaks about cybersecurity, that is soft infrastructure, because the more you expand your digital economy, the more you need to be proactive when it comes to cyber security. In addition, in order to ensure that our cyberspace is protected, in collaboration with other stakeholders like the Office of the National Security Advisor, Central Bank of Nigeria, and other institutions, we have developed at least 3 national cybersecurity centers within the digital economy sector. Starting with the first one, which we established in 2020 and early 2021, is the National Information Technology Development Agency Computer Emergency Response and Readiness Team, SAT, followed by Nigerian Communications Commission Computer Security Incidents Response Team. And finally, just in December, around 15 December 2022, also, we commissioned the Galaxy Backbone Limited Security Operations Center. These 3 centers are all within the digital economy sector. We have another SAT in Central Bank in Nigeria, and most importantly, we have another one at the Office of the National Security Advisor. We partner together, we work together to ensure that at least we protect our cyberspace. These centers within our sector, they work 24/7 to ensure that they intercept any potential attack. They issue advisory notes. That is why I believe we have been reading advisory notes coming from NCC and NIDA frequently with regards to any threat in our cyberspace. And I'm glad to say that all these 3 world-class centers have been established from 2020 to 2023. All of them. However, in NIDA we had an obsolete one, but it was replaced by a world-class computer emergency readiness and response team. And we have been organizing training and retraining of our staff, particularly hands-on training. And some of the initiatives we have implemented motivated me to write a book that was launched and unveiled on the 14th of July 2022 in Lagos at the Sheraton Hotel, Maryland. The title of the book is Cybersecurity Initiatives for Securing a Country. In that book, I have developed a model that will guide African countries when it comes to implementing cybersecurity initiatives. And I'm glad to say that as we speak today, at least 4 to 5 African countries have adopted the book and they are implementing in order to ensure that their cyberspace is protected. Only recently, a minister reached out to me from one of the West African countries and said that from the book he extracted, he presented a memo at their Federal Executive Council and it was approved. So now the model is going to be implemented in their country. And I'm glad to hear this, and I do hope that other institutions within Nigeria will be able to also do that. Based on the Africa Cybersecurity Report of 2021, that cybercrime in Africa has increased by approximately 300%. By approximately 300%. This is indeed highly worrisome. And if you look at the report of Cybersecurity Ventures, you will discover that the global cybercrime today is even more than the GDP of Africa as a continent with 54 countries. Meaning the loss being recorded from cybercrime annually is more than the entire gross domestic product of Africa as a continent. It is because of this, looking at what we have been recording of successes and achievements within our digital economy and our cyber security, there is need for us to organize this workshop where relevant institutions of government and also even the private sector professional bodies have been invited to be here so that we will be able to at least update our skills, know the challenges globally, and see what we can do as a country to consolidate the achievements we have recorded so far. With all the challenges, you will discover that in Nigeria, in the global ranking of cybersecurity, we are going higher. We are not dropping. That is one aspect that is encouraging. If you look at the two most recent reports of the International Telecommunication Union, in both of them, we are going higher. We are not dropping. But still, we have a lot to do in order to continue to maintain that progress. Recently, my office released two press statements with regards to cyber threats in Nigeria. The first one during the presidential and National Assembly election, and the second one within the period of our gubernatorial and state assembly elections. Prior to the election, after my engagement with my principal, President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, I set up a team on his behalf involving the three cybersecurity centers at NCC, NIDA, and also Galaxy Backbone Limited. The committee commenced its work immediately by partnering and collaborating together. Within around 4 days of the presidential election, based on the report submitted to me by the committee chaired by the board chairman of NCC, Professor Adeolu Akande, they intercepted and identified 12,988,978 cyber threats in Nigeria within only that period. They have submitted the report to me in writing. Within the period of gubernatorial and state assembly elections, they submitted another report to me as well, where they intercepted and identified a substantial number as well of cyber threats. In the most recent report, they intercepted and also identified 3,834,244 cyber threats in Nigeria. So by implication, you will discover that within the period of gubernatorial election, it dropped most probably by around 60% or thereabout. So it means that these challenges, we must work on them to ensure that at least our cyberspace is protected. Cyber attack is inevitable globally. It is inevitable. It is not the challenge about the number. What is the challenge is the success of that attack. If there are 20 million attacks and all of them are repelled, and at least you have no problem. But if the attacks are only 3 and 2 are successful in your country, then you have been defeated. So the challenge is not about the number, but about the success of that attack. Sometimes one attack could be a disaster to a country. So minor incidences or minor attacks, most probably there could be up to 20 successful, but the impact is nothing to write home about, because the attacks are within and outside, but all of them targeting Nigeria. Some of them are from Europe, some of them from Asia, some from other African countries, some of them from Americas and other places. But at least we are glad that the committee did an excellent work. And in one or two instances where the attackers attacked certain websites of government institutions, but not that of INEC, two institutions of government, they snapped the picture immediately and forwarded to me. Within 5 to 7 minutes, they recovered the two websites. One of them is within the legal institutions, and the other one within the executive arm of government among the ministries. All of them were recovered immediately. And I want to use the opportunity to thank the committee for doing an excellent work. And I do hope that the stakeholders invited to attend this event from the Central Bank of Nigeria, Nigerian Customs Services, SMEDAN, Nigerian Police Force, Immigration, and many more, including private sector and security institutions. And I believe that we are going to benefit from the workshop, and we are also going to contribute. We should put it at the back of our mind. The wisdom and the primary reason of organizing this is to create more awareness, to update our skills so that we continue to contribute towards making sure that our country, Nigeria, is protected, particularly our cyberspace. And I'm glad you are here. Thank you very much for attending. May the Almighty bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Oh, I need to declare it up. Yes. Oh, thank you very much, sir. So, permit me to use the opportunity to declare the Nigeria Cybersecurity Capacity Building Program open for today and tomorrow. I wish us a very successful deliberation.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, sir. As usual, anytime you take the podium, we are expectant because we know that the figures will just come rolling out. Please, may we appreciate our Honorable Minister and special guest of honor at this workshop. May I, please, cameraman, where would you like the pictures? Up or down? Down? Okay. May I respectfully invite the Honorable Minister, the CEOs here present, the World Bank team to come to the front of the podium for the group photograph, after which we will take the Nigerian national anthem and then bring to a close the opening ceremony. And it has given legality to this process because the Honorable Minister has officially declared it open. Please, may we have our cameramen in front while we respectfully invite our dignitaries to take up positions in the... Sorry? Where? This will obstruct.
I just the leader of the team from the different parts that are one person from the past version. So just to make them take first, then those will now join.
After this first photograph, may I invite the leaders of all the groups here, team leaders of delegate groups that are here participating at the workshop. Immediately after this picture, please may we have the team leaders join the Honorable Minister for the second photograph. Thank you. Can we see the team leaders? Thank you. Just start coming to the front so that after this picture, then you can join.